there, beautiful souls. I hope you guys are all having a great, blessed day. Last night, I went to we took our kids to a playgroup thing at the library. And if anybody knows me, I struggle really bad with social anxiety, rightfully so. I mean, I can see why I have that problem, right? I have a problem of being myself. It is hard for me to go somewhere and actually be myself. And, it's hard for me to be in my power, because at the end of the day, for me to be myself around other people, I have to be able to feel others' emotions and understand what is coming into my auric field, and understand when someone's saying something to me that I am just a mirror. One. For instance, it's crazy how a lot of stuff is just perceived in your own mind. You are creating it, right? So the librarian, because it was at a library, lady was talking to me, and she really wanted to play with the boy or whatever, my son. And at first I took it as, oh my god, she thinks I'm not doing enough, that I'm inadequate, right? That was my judgment of myself, right? And then she ended up saying something like, oh, you're gonna go home and your mom's gonna say later that lady wouldn't leave you alone. And I'm like, no, I don't mean that at all. I don't mind. It was more of my own thing. But, she had her own thing, right? And her judgment of the situation was based on her own experiences and what she was going through. Unhealed trauma, right? We all are just walking, walking broken souls. That's what we are, just walking broken souls. And sometimes we're hurting the fuck out of each other, because for some reason people like to manipulate people. Don't know why, can't understand it. Maybe that will be one of my greatest lessons. Anyways, so this had me up at 5 a.m. My son slept completely good. It was crazy because he made me realize he's like me. We were out for a few hours, 2.5 hours? Not around so many people, but just a few. And my son had to wind down before when we got home. He couldn't go to bed right away. He had to get in his own energy after his bath. Crazy. Definitely was born an empath. I don't know why everybody says you can't be born one, because you definitely can. Anyways, not the point. So it had me up really early in the morning and thinking about 333, about how I can't be myself. Why do I have so much anxiety about just going out places and people's judgments? Because it's just my judgment, at the end of the day, who cares how I live my life? I live my life the way I live my life. You live the way you live your life. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So I shouldn't care so much, right? When you care about something, you're allowing that to have power over you. And I know it's my own self. A year ago, I definitely stepped into my own power. And I went back home, and I felt a lot. I remember going all the way down to a river, washing myself in the goddamn fucking river, and I cut myself and on glass in the river, and I remember just holding my hand where I cut myself, and I kept saying, all I feel is positive energy, and I said it over and over and over again. And those few days were definitely a spiritual experience. My body was doing something, and I still don't quite understand it, and I don't think I'm going to understand it for a while. But that's when I went to the mental hospital, and ever since then I've been scared to talk, to even bring up the idea of spirituality, or how I could be empathic or any of that, because it must be from a past life. I must have been in a mental hospital where some bad stuff happened to me, because that's what it felt like when I was there. It felt like 555. They knew who I was, and they were trying to stop me from being who I'm meant to be. So ever since then, I've learned to be silent about certain things, but yet I still have to be myself while still understanding finding myself, right? I'm trying to find my soul. I'm not trying to be anything other than my soul, right? And it's hard to let go of everything you've learned your whole life, how to be, how to, like, for instance, me going to the store and seeing like different clothing and stuff like that, of just different stuff, characters, or just fashion or any of that, and that doesn't feel like me, right? It doesn't. That feels like me trying to fit into society. At the end of the day, I don't care what I wear. It's clothes on my body. At the end of the day, I care about what my soul is, what kind of person I am. And I'm not out here to be nice, because being nice is manipulative, and I don't like it. And at the end of the day, I'm going to treat you how your energy affects me. I'm a mirror. It's not my fault. I am how I am. I'm a very kind person. I also am a very good listener, and I'm very good at being like a therapist to people. Not like it's a fun job, but it's definitely been something that I've allowed to drain me in multiple different ways. And even like myself, I see if I'm ever going to have a relationship that's gonna last, it's going to have to be with a man that is able to be okay with somebody constantly mirroring to him what he needs to, how he needs to evolve, how he can become better. I mean, I'm an empath. At the end of the day, I need a spiritual protector, and you have to get rid of your ego and your pride to be able to do that. And I don't know if any of my soul connections will ever get there, because for some reason they can't just be okay with not being perfect. It's okay, right? That's what I want to normalize. Normalize not being perfect, because if everybody was perfect, there would be no room for growth at the end of the day. And there's plenty of room for growth. No matter where you are on the spectrum, there's plenty of room for growth. Spiritually, mentally, physically, always. But I hope you guys all have a great, blessed day. Goodbye.